Hey, Rashawn. How are you doing today? Yeah, we're in some pretty funky energy. I'm good. Got a lot going on this week, so today's kicking off a busy week. Hi, Bay. I haven't seen you in a bit. I feel like this music actually makes me sleepy. Some of the other ones are more awake, but this one's like, I want to take a nap. Oh, and then I yawn. I haven't even started yet and I'm falling asleep. Okay. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and start doing this so that way my brain wakes up a little bit. But basically, very soon, we're gonna be having the new moon. That happens to me. I just make it calm and everyone takes a nap. But as you can see, it's only a few degrees away. So this new moon, I mean, the energy is basically there. We're in the energy. Um, there's one thing I want to see though, because I know last week I went over inconjuncts and yods with you guys. So I want to see if you guys can find the inconjunct. Because there is one here, but it's not being pictured. Like the line's not showing up for it, so I wanted to see if you guys could find that on your own. But yeah, I mean, just looking at these placements, we literally have nothing but earth and air. Like, it's a little ridiculous, which obviously can lead to a lot of just mental stuff going on personally, just in your own mind, but also like this feeling of being stuck because all of this earth is just like just kind of like a rock. It's like a rock trying to hold a tornado down. Um, but like I'm just thinking of earth and air energy going together, but Obviously, the planets have play in it. I mean, we got Mercury, Jupiter, and Saturn in Aquarius right now, all conjunct each other, all having a party. Then we have Venus, the moon, the sun, Pluto, and Capricorn. Now, this new moon is conjunct Pluto, like I was talking about yesterday. It's going to make some of us very uncomfortable. It's pushing us to do things and dig things out of the depths that we really don't want to deal with right now. We don't have the energy for it. And some of us don't have the drive for it, because if it makes us uncomfortable, why the hell do we want to do it? It's kind of like a Taurus energy. It's like, I want to be comfortable and enjoying the pleasures of life. I don't necessarily want to be dealing with this bullshit, especially since Capricorn's like, I'd rather just get business done than deal with these emotions. But for a lot of us, this is going to be digging out some deep emotions, healing some wounds. For those that have been doing that, there's going to be some unexpected shit happening in the financial realm, because having Taurus with money and then having all this ambitious Capricorn energy going towards like goals and like really having that, CEO mindset kind of thing, or entrepreneur kind of energy. But so it's gonna be like somewhere, or maybe possibly in the middle, if you're a little bit of both. Like if you are trying to get something started, you might feel a blockage, and it's literally needing to work through this so that things just start going forward. Because even though it might not seem like they're linked to each other, because it's like, who wants to mix emotions and work? For some people, it could actually be a full-on blockage that is happening, that is just keeping things from coming to you, because that's literally sitting up there. And this is coming from my own experience. I'm not just saying this. I had an epiphany like a week ago that I was doing this to myself and I didn't even know it. So it is very easy to do in this energy, because you think you're doing all the right things, but then you don't realize there's like something that you haven't really dealt with, because you're just go, go, go. And you're just pushing yourself. And then you realize, yeah, I'm getting called out in every reading. Like, some of them are really resonate. Like, I'm serious. I'm doing stuff for you guys, and I'm sitting there like, oh, that's a kick for me. Like, I'm not kidding. So I've been listening and trying to do these things as I can feel it, like, coming out for me and stuff. And I'm like, okay, I'm trying. I'm really trying my best here to do these things and not get pulled in every direction. It's so easy to do that right now, because having Gemini North Node energy is making us crave this communication and knowledge and spreading it, especially with this Aquarius internet energy. It's just like constant bombardment of information. And for those that are trying to do things where, say you're trying to build a platform, or say like, you're just trying to do your own thing, find your community where you feel like, you really belong in it. There's just going to be so much stuff all over the place. Yeah, Rajan, it's like really messed up out there. I know where I am, it's just ridiculous. And I mean, it could be for the best for you, because you have all that crazy unexpected energy in your 12th house. So it's literally, you're gonna get pulled in the right direction, because your subconscious knows where it's going. So if you're being pulled to do something, especially since you have Mars chilling out in your 12th now too, it's going to be really important to listen to that. Yeah. I just know, like, the energy for everything, especially, I mean, obviously, there's the good side to this energy, but the bad side, obviously, is going to be a bunch of fear-mongering and things that really just either make people completely absorbed to where they can't pull themselves away from it, or it's going to make people completely want to detach from it because it's like that unsavory thing. It makes, like, that's the part of Taurus that's trying to teach us, like, there's a difference between being uncomfortable with work you have to do because you have to do that yourself personally, but it's also the drive to look around externally and be like, okay, this is completely not working for me. It is disrupting my peace and I need to like chunk it. Because like that's the kind of drive you need to look at right now. Like inward, what you need to get done, and then what's going on around you that really isn't helping you right now. And with this new moon, for some of us, it's going to be like wanting to create or find the space where we need to be so that way things happen the way we want them to. But, yeah. But even if you're stuck in certain environments, one thing that can be very hard, because it's kind of like a self-preservation, like being able to learn like where to make your energy end and not go towards something else. Like it is very hard because it's so easy to go into patterns of self-defense or just things that are ingrained that you have to keep doing because that's how you have always protected yourself. But when you start really doing that work, which Pluto is definitely making some of us do, probably everybody, just on different levels, being able to actually learn from these things instead of trying to block it out is going to be very important. Yeah. Like I see a lot of people where it's like, especially healthcare, where it's like they love what they do, but this is like this is just insane for what they have to go through. I mean, even Owen, like, he's a phlebotomist as well. So he's out there doing that stuff every day too. And I have a lot of respect for phlebotomists because I literally have to see one every 2 to 4 weeks, and I love mine that I have down the street. But it's like just going in and seeing everyone wearing shields, wearing all these things, and they're going through that every single day, just being scared. And it's like, I had one of them that I really like was telling me, it's like, it just feels like it's a matter of time before something happens to you, which I feel is horrible going into work every day, just thinking that and just hoping it isn't you or something. Yeah. But with all this, I think I'm gonna go in depth with all the new moon energy tomorrow. But I mainly want to do the collective for today because it seemed like there were certain messages that came out with the pick a card. But it's almost like everyone's kind of on a different. It's like they're all trying to get to the same place. Of course, we're all on our journeys at different times and places. Like, we shouldn't look to other people for where we fall. We need to look to where we are, which obviously this energy is going to make you try to look at other people and see what they're doing because it's making you ambitious and wanting to be like, what can I do that they're doing that actually would help me? But it's important to do it as a self-improvement and not as a competition. And that's a big thing with this energy, is it can be very competitive, especially if you're looking for security. Yeah, but there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out and changing. So it's just kind of waiting to see where everything's going to fall because I'm telling you that Uranus going direct is going to change a lot of stuff up. And that's happening this week. I'll probably go over that tomorrow too with the new moon. But with that going direct, it's almost going to be like all that energy that was being pulled back like a huge slingshot is just going to go forward, and so much unexpected shit's going to start happening. Because especially if it's happening where there's money involved, material possessions, the security, things of beauty, like things people find beautiful, it could really change up the game in that sense. Because, you know, all that Venus energy with Taurus, it could really come in and try to teach us about value and what it is we actually value, self-value, self-worth, all that kind of stuff. It's pretty much anything we've been really internalizing is just going to start pouring out. But we're going to see it on a massive scale because Uranus has that Aquarius energy as well, where it's going to be the collective, not just an individual level. So that is definitely going to be something big to be seeing. Like, probably starting, I think it starts either tomorrow or the next day when it goes direct. So towards the end of the week, there's just gonna be a lot of random shit starting to happen. Don't be surprised by that, especially if it's like news on the internet or the media or something where it's just like, what the hell, is pretty much Uranus energy. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start doing the collective reading. Just wanted to do a short little overview for today with the transit, since I'm going to go more in depth tomorrow. Kind of let us know what we're sitting in right now. But the inconjunct I was telling you guys at the beginning is between the moon right now, that's currently, like, you know, inching up on the sun. But it's actually in conjunct at the exact degree to the North Node, which obviously lends a lot of energy, like I was saying, especially since it's coming out of like obsessive energy by itself, connecting to this energy that can like really pull you. It could be making a lot of people feel this huge need to communicate these subconscious things, these things that they possibly have been keeping to themselves for a very long time. And if that's happening and it's like the people don't like the word vomit that's coming out, but it's still coming out, it could seem to some people like people are just like fucking crazy. But with this, what's mainly happening is it's almost like a purge. We're like literally purging anything that comes into our minds, which, I mean, some of us really need. Some of us have been having trouble expressing ourselves. For some of us, this is going to be a forced expression that we're not going to like. For most people it is, because this is in Capricorn, and it's like, do we really want to talk about what's in the deep recesses of everything, or can I just keep it to myself, please? But definitely there's going to be this pull to do that, even if you're really upset about what you said afterwards, or the actual way it paints you to people. Because with having that like self-image kind of energy and being like, what does this think about me, what does that think about me, blah blah blah, like all that kind of energy, it's going to make it where people are going to be hyper focused on that as well. So you might see a lot of vanity actually popping out really crazy in people right now. But let's go ahead and a sex talk. But yeah, this is going to be what we're reading today. So, first we have the Oracle of Fairies that we are going to be getting kind of like a starting energy off of. Then we're going to use the Numinous, because why not add astrology into everything? And we have some more fairies with the Fairy Tarot. I'm just feeling a bunch of air. Obviously, there's tons of air all over the freaking place right now. And we need self-care, even if we feel like we don't, and we would rather think of other things. We need this right now, especially with all that Capricorn energy. We got some Tarot of the Divine, because, well, this deck likes throwing some random things out that we possibly weren't thinking about. We got Moonology, because, you know, we're doing a new moon. Let's see what comes out with some moon. And I figured, since there's all this need to communicate with this air energy, why not let's get some tea? Let's do the tea leaf fortune and see what tea we can get from this reading. So, starting out, let's get that energy from the fairies over here. I moved my chair closer today so I don't face plant while I'm doing things. Life energy. I feel like all of us need some freaking energy right now. I am so tired. But this right here with the colors is really making me think of that maiden energy. The one where we're being creative and finding the joy in it, even if it doesn't make sense to other people, which is very like Gemini, Aquarian. It's like wanting to explore ideas, wanting to learn things, and wanting to find things out, and we get lost and found over here. So, like I was saying, for some people with this new moon, with that Pluto conjunction, it's like you're going to be finding different things out about yourself that were lost a long time ago. And it even has this purple hue to it as well, like this darkness that kind of comes with that Pluto energy. So for a lot of people, since this came out in the energy, this is definitely going to be a theme during this new moon. Temptation. Okay, so we're just gonna keep going with I like how you said that, Rajan, and we have this. But for a lot of people, obviously there is gonna be, like, there's different sides to this. There's gonna be talks about sex, obviously. I mean, Pluto's conjunct it. We have Mars and Taurus. It's like, let's be lustful, like have pleasurable sex energy. But this temptation can also be because of Neptune, because you have to remember that it's having a play in this moon, because it actually is sextiling it. So it can make it easy, because it's a sextile, it's an easy energy to fall into. But Neptune has different energies. You can either easily fall into the addictive traits, going back to bad behaviors, just being tempted to go back to bad habits or even start bad habits for escapism. But this Neptune energy can also really make you dream a lot more, like in multiple senses. It can be literal dreaming, or it can be this where you're finally dreaming up these, or possibly with this life energy card, you're finally allowing yourself to find these dreams that you thought you couldn't do, and you're finally finding the courage to do something. Even though it would be tempted to stay in your comfort zone, you're like, you know, I want to try this. I want to give it a shot, because, I mean, what else am I doing right now? Because some of us are literally just stuck in this earth energy, and until it starts moving a little bit and goes into Aquarius, which we're going to have an Aquarius stellium energy all rocking together as soon as things move into Aquarius, so yeah. This earth energy, once it lifts, it's going to majorly lift. But that takes away that energy of Neptune literally hanging on to this Capricorn energy. But it can either make you want to pursue your dreams, have the ambitions to go after these things, or it can just make you want to run away from them. But this energy is really encouraging you to put more faith in them and not try to run from it anymore. Quit. This is literally what I talked about. Don't like block yourself from your own blessings is pretty much what this one is. Like I was saying, if there's things you're being made to do right now, if you try to fight it, if you try to go into escapism, of course it's going to block off parts of yourself. It's going to definitely block off the heart energy, because it's like you're denying this aspect of yourself, which in essence is denying self-love. And that closes off your heart. So, big energy with don't close yourself off from things or feel worthless. And then purity. This is all about intention right here when we talk about this, because let me make this sit up or something. Okay. But with purity, this is all about intentions that we're setting, especially with the new moon. If you're setting intentions, if you're setting good intentions and you really want to do these things, obviously it's going to come back. It's going to help you. You're going to be connected in order to align and do these things. But if you're setting intentions that are very greedy or possibly harmful towards other people, this isn't going to come back in a nice way, especially with everything in Aquarius like it is. Well, here's abundance right here, but it's reversed. You definitely, if you don't have pure intentions, you're just going to block things from yourself. Or you're just going to get nothing that you asked for, and it's going to boomerang and be a lot worse than if you would have just been patient in the first place. So no ill wishing on other people. And be careful what you're talking about, because you're breathing life into whatever you're talking about, basically. And I'm saying that we get the numinous out of the literal numinous deck. In this deck, this is a very mysterious card. It's all about the universal laws and energy, psychic abilities, universal truth. When you get all those different ways, like the different clairs, whether it's clairaudience, clairvoyance, all those kind of things. This is coming out with life energy. So pretty much, I feel like this is saying there's a big inner knowing, especially within the collective, that, yeah, they are breathing life into what they're currently doing, and whether that is good and helping others, or just on this page where you want to hurt other people because of where you are. This is what's so hard, is because, like, even in this card there is shadow work, and I feel like with this moon, a lot of people aren't going to be wanting to manifest shadow work. They're going to be wanting to do business. They're going to be wanting to, like, build their stuff. But that doesn't mean you can't work towards this as well. It's like, you don't need to have one, like, I don't know why I'm saying this. You don't need to have one thing each time you do something. I mean, like I was saying, it's intention over here. If you're putting the same intention into everything you are trying to do, then it's going to have the same effort, therefore the same energy, because it's all an exchange of energy. So if you're waiting to do things on new and full moons, or if you just do things when you feel like it, or you're pulled to do something, which I do sometimes, it's very random. So that is kind of like knowing, the inner knowing, that inner wisdom, and trusting it. Because with this energy, I feel like there's a lot of different views on this, and it really makes it to where people don't know what to do, which is why I think that transit stuff's coming in here. Like when you're looking for communities and getting all this confusing information right now, especially this week with Uranus going direct, it's going to be like a lot of unexpected things, people shifting beliefs extremely quickly, and it just not making any sense when we want to move slower because of the Mars Taurus energy. A lot of us are just wanting to find what makes us comfortable. But we're going to be very uncomfortable. It's like, I'm sorry, but we're going to be very uncomfortable with all these things happening. And the best thing you can do is trust yourself, build trust in yourself, ground yourself, like be honest with yourself when you know you're falling back into old patterns. Like you really have to be self-aware in this energy, or you're like literally just going to bring a lot of not so great things to yourself right now. And after I'm saying that, we have Aries energy reversed here. It's like, this is what I was saying. We have Mars, but it's in Taurus. It's not that like shove forward very quickly. It's like, I gotta know this is a good thing to move into before I move into it. But once you're in it, you're very stubborn. So it's not like that Aries energy where you can rush into something, and if it's not working out, rush out of it. This is like you take your time getting into it, build a foundation, and if it kind of sucks, you're going to be taking time to get out of it. It's like it's a lot different, especially coming up with I was about to say with shadow work, and then we get Pisces reverse coming out here. This is exactly what I was saying with Temptation and Neptune. Like, it can either be very easy for you to start following passions that you thought were gone, or you can be running to escapism and either going back to old habits or starting new habits that are detrimental to your health. That card just wanted to jump out and say that right there. Hi, Jess. And we got 6th house over here, so this is interesting because 6th house energy, Virgo rules the 6th house. It is about wanting to be of service to other people. Like, I mean, it can be domestic animals for whoever that has anything to do with health. But at the same time, it's like, don't neglect yourself. Like, don't do, like, some of these self-destructive tendencies could easily be old mindsets where you need to completely deplete yourself for other people's to feel that self-value. This needs to change because it's literally blocking you from moving forward. But if you're able to, because this is routines too, this is your daily routines, so there's some things that you can actually change right now. Like, it might be the tiniest things, and you might not be thinking about it. It's just changing like one thing at a time, and then all of a sudden it's really making a difference. And that's kind of what this is the beauty's in the details, and we don't realize it. So for some of us, it's literally what's blocking us is needing to change our routine in the way, possibly how we're spending our time, how we are feeding ourselves, what times we're feeding ourselves. Maybe that is extremely off. But also this can be some learning too, because if you're trying to learn how to do something, obviously you're going to go to somebody in this energy, or maybe you might even during this new moon energy try to bring people into your life that are on pretty much your wavelength, and trying to learn from them so that way you can explore things that interest you more. But like I was saying earlier, just make sure that what you are taking is what resonates to you, even if there's a lot more to it. If something doesn't, let it be what it is. Because if you end up doing, because this can be co-workers too, which obviously if you're having coworkers, it's not quite the 7th house energy with business partners. But if you're really doing work, like I was saying during all this Capricorn energy, if you're really putting yourself into work right now, make sure there's a balance between what you're doing, just in case some of your tendencies are to overwork yourself in order to feel like you've actually done something good with your time. Rest is good for your time. Rest is a good thing. If you aren't resting, there isn't any way you can flourish or get these things. And when you're sleeping, you're not having good sleep. I mean, Pisces, with the sleep in the dreams thing, like I was saying, you guys can be having anxiety-ridden dreams because you're just not letting yourself rest. And like I said, the air energy can do that. Yeah, what was I saying about that Gemini energy? So we have 3rd house, but what's interesting is it also says perception. Now, like I was saying, with the Gemini energy, some people can be very hyper-fixated on how other people perceive them right now, especially on the internet or in like these connections where it seems like they want to be knowledgeable. But a lot of the people that have deeper knowledge right now aren't going to be running around and spouting off to the hilltops kind of thing. They're going to be a little more reserved, whereas the people that are just learning some things might be running out and really wanting people to listen to them and get like groups together over it, even though they haven't fully explored it. It's like an obsession energy. It's not necessarily a passion, because if it was passion, you would take time to yourself to foster it first and get to know your own energy. You won't be rushing out and trying to pull other people's energy to you because you feel this need for their energy. There's a big difference in being comfortable with yourself and then needing other people's energy to fulfill what you're doing. Like if that's literally being on a platform and needing this number of likes or whatever, if your goal for that is like that's how you measure self-worth, then it's going to really hurt you. But say you have a goal because you need it in order to progress to a different level that you're working towards with business, but it's not like you're placing your own self-value and feeling diminished because you're not there yet. You're like, it'll get there. It's like, it just needs to get there so I can do this, but I'll focus on this while that's getting there. It's like you're willing to let that go, get to where it needs to be, and find what you can currently do in the environment, in your present moment, that can either help that along, or if you have other avenues you need to explore, you can take your time with that while the other thing's building. Because any of this obsessive energy is just going to block you, and it's going to really alter your perception of reality. It can literally be complete delusion with this Neptune energy, or it can just be kind of like, you know, just a little out of touch and not really. It's like being that complete detached I was talking about from media, but it's like there's a balance with knowing what's going on in the world for safety and then being able to be in your own energy and calm and center yourself. So just be careful that you are watching out for those energies right now. Then we have Sagittarius. Now, I know I didn't talk much about Sagittarius, but North node's Gemini, South node's Aquarius right now. And this South node energy is going back to this craft energy. It's like right now, it's like, because this says the Voyager, you're not supposed to be living, how can I say this? It's like that Mars Taurus energy. We're not wanting to jump and just randomly take a risk on something here. unless we have the sure footing in it. Like, we want to know there's stable ground here. We got a lot of weight coming with it. It's like the freaking bull. There's a lot of weight coming with what we're trying to put down over here. And if the first hoof flies through the floor, there's no way we're going to keep going forward with it. We're just going to go somewhere else and try something different. So this energy of the Sagittarius North Node coming out is kind of like we're trying to find that balance between that obsession of just really needing to pull forward and talk and needing to completely dive in a rabbit hole right now. There needs to be a balance where you're learning and sharing, but you're doing it for growth and expansion and learning more, not for the like needing to I know this is gonna sound weird, but this is what's coming up. It's like not needing to be like the guru of a bunch of like sheep or whatever. It's like you're not trying to get this following that just hangs on your every breath, which Sagittarius energy can be mentor, it can be teacher, because I mean higher education, but it's also philosophy. It can be the person that is trying to help others through their knowledge as well. So if you're sitting here, I'm not saying you are, but maybe it does apply to some people here if you're watching the collective. This can really just make you come from, because this is South Node energy, it can make you come from this feeling of like, I know, but it's like you need to expand also, because you have to remember that Aquarius energy right now is very like, I know things, and it can create a God complex to go with this Aquarius energy. So make sure you're finding a balance between learning things, sharing things with groups to learn more, and then knowing what you want to say and saying it without an expectation of what you will get back. Excuse you. Is this still going? I don't know if it's working. Well, it says that, so I'm guessing it's still going. I have no idea. I just had to refresh my page if you guys need to do that too. But this leading into this overall energy of the 5th house, because this is passion. It's like I was talking about with the inner child, and that feeling of allowing yourself to express the creativity is what's really important. It's what's going to heal. It's what you're going to find again. But you have to make sure that it isn't a way for you to try to escape from everything you need to deal with at the same time also. So let's see. Three of Spring. So this is the Three of Wands. And this is like you're looking at things, there's stuff coming in. I mean, this new moon is things. Some of you are probably actually getting like visions or dreams of literally there's stuff that's going to be happening. But this also has the energy like I was telling you about with that Mars Taurus energy being with this Aries reverse energy. This is like really planning things out. Like you're looking for some long-term stuff here, and that's where you want to put your energy right now. And there's patience with it. Like I will sit here and wait if it's the right thing, and that's okay. The ding goes off when I say that. I will sit here and wait for the right things, but which will bring the good to you. And then you'll be proud of yourself because you stuck it out. It'll be like, okay, this was so worth it. And plus you'll trust yourself a lot more too. Then we have the Ten of Summer, which is the Ten of Cups. I feel like if you're really doing this and you start finding some of these joys, right? And you're starting to be creative again, you're starting to allow that side of yourself out again. It's going to start really fulfilling some of those things that you hadn't healed without realizing it, because this is very creative energy. I feel like even though this is like a Capricorn sign, this is really trying to pull the creativity out of this. It might be like squishing a rock, but it's kind of what it's what it wants here. It's the only way that you're gonna be able, like I said, it's not gonna be fun. I mean, it's with Pluto. Like, it's like Pluto does good things, but when are we having fun when it's trying to squish healing out of us? But it's always for the good. It's always like in this instance, it's helping you find the people that you can really trust and be emotionally like open with, because in doing the things that are part of like your creative passions and really finding those again and doing it, you're going to find groups of people that do it. And like I said, you can learn and explore things with them. Just don't become obsessive with these things. It's like you got to know when it's healthy that you're giving your energy to these things. And for some of you, this is literally if like your parents to actual children, it could be finding passions again, possibly either through doing things with your children, or even realizing that you put a lot of things off having children, and like really looking at things you want to actually have time for right now. Because I feel like with that coming out, it's almost like, you know, there's a lot of this slow down energy, and it's like you can find these things if you're looking for it. Then we get the Three of Summer. This is just wanting to say people, like just a lot of people. Because Three of Summer is, once again, I mean, we got family, friends with Ten of Cups, and we got Three of Cups. We got more friends coming in. Let's celebrate things. And with this going with that sixth house energy, this is like I was saying, those little tweaks in your routine that you might not think are like a big deal, and you've just been putting it off, or you just are like, you know, it sounds like a good idea, but I don't have time for that. When in reality you do. You just need some tweaks. So that's actually going to create this time window when you are finding these friends by doing this kind of tweaking work. And I was just blinding myself with these cards, with the silver, and I was like, what is happening? Why can't I see anything? But this is like a lot of celebrating too as well. So I mean, there's a little bit of energy here of be careful if there is celebrations happening, if you have had past things in the past, like say you've become sober, like sobriety is very important to you. Don't let all this hard work you've put into your health and doing these things be peer pressured out. But if people are doing that, it's kind of also trying to show you that, you know, that isn't the people you want to be surrounding yourself with, because they're not like, you know, obviously respecting the hard work you've done. But there's definitely a lot of news that's going to be worth celebrating. But you're going to be having a lot of really good friends coming out of this energy so far. It's like really planning carefully, and then the good people actually show up because of the planning. And then we have the Queen of Swords. Once again, bringing out some patience. It's like we can sit here and wait for some patience. But this is also talking about letting go of those people that are actually hurting you or hindering you. And this is coming out with that third energy and having pure intentions. This is saying, like, you know, you guys know who is having some good intentions towards you. And when they don't, when they're blocking off what you want to do, this is helping you be like, hey, I am starting to see these good people come in. I honestly can see the difference in energy here. And I'd rather cut you guys out and focus more on what I want to do. Because some of you, it's literally they're holding you back from either starting a business or really involving yourself in your career. And it's not because you have an unhealthy work ethic, it's because they want to consume your time because they're needy. There's a big difference. People need to know how to entertain themselves. I mean, you're not someone's entertainment. I don't know who needs to hear that, but you're not there to just entertain people and fill up their time because they don't know how to entertain themselves. I mean, it does say funny on this card. Maybe they see you that way, but that doesn't mean you need to do that for people. But also this might deal with some people going through divorce. Could be because third parties were involved. I don't know where this random stuff is coming from right now. We're just gonna go with it. The new moon wants to talk about these things. But for some people, that whether like you are currently divorced or you're divorcing, that's another way of cutting things out that are not helping you, because like there was like a happy family situation. So for those of you going through that, if your intention's good and you're just trying to take care of yourself, then obviously if you're trying to break off from a toxic energy, it is going, especially with temptation here, it would have been very easy to stay in that and you're not sure. Just know that if you're going with the right intentions, it's going to be okay, even if it feels like really scary right now. There's a lot of random messages wanting to come out today. We're just gonna keep going with them. People need to hear the random things that are coming out here. Then we have Six of Autumn, which is the Six of Pentacles. This is energy evening out. This is, like I was saying, what intentions you're putting out are coming back to you very quickly. This card even says an unexpected inflow of money. Like I was saying, Taurus energy. Uranus going direct. Unexpected money things. Like, this energy is like you put out what you get back. And whatever you've been putting out has been great. You're going to be getting some good back. That's some great news. Very good things. But if you've been doing some not so hot things and like you know what you've been doing, that's what's going to be coming back. So if you are not sure if you've been doing stuff, hey, use this moon to be like, hey, can you show me what I need to do to get my ass in gear? Because I mean, okay, so we're just going to have the Six of Autumn and the Six of Cups come out here. Once again, stuff with children. So I don't know if some of you, whether you have children or you're planning on children, and you're just like, I don't want kids being born into this, but I really want kids. It obviously, that would be a decision you have to make. It could be causing some of these breakups, to be honest with you. I don't know why these things are randomly coming up. But this is also revisiting childhood, like I was saying. Being able to find those dreams that you had when you were young, being able to explore them and be comfortable with them. But this also can deal with that healing that needs to come from that Pluto conjunction, where you're deep diving and you're finally understanding things that you didn't understand when you were younger. And you're seeing it from a new perspective and you're able to understand it better. Either way, if you see things as they are and they're actually better than you thought, or if you see how it is and you're like, okay, it's really as messed up as I thought it was, you're going to be able to be honest with yourself. You're going to be able to understand. And something else is with this temptation, because this can always be people trying to come back into your life. If they are a bad habit and they are bad energy, no. Big no. We're just like doing a big no right now. Queen of Swords energy, cut it. You like don't need that right now. There's more than enough going on, and like I said, if people are coming back and they're toxic, obviously they're coming back with bad intentions, and that's what they're going to be doing. What do I need to focus on? But let's get some self-care coming out here, because obviously 6th house even came out here, which I think is ironic. Why am I saying ironic? There's nothing ironic when I do this crap. But 6th house came out here, and I had already picked out the self-care deck before we started. So literally, we are going to see what we need to do, what needs to go on, what are the tweaks in the routine that we need to make that are better for ourselves. Okay, this is... Why is this reversed? Okay, this is reversed. I'm getting a couple things from this, which is kind of funny. One of them is, if you don't force yourself to sit in smells that make you feel bad, even if people are telling you it's good for you, this will calm you, you know, all these different things. We all have different senses. If something is too strong for you, it's giving you migraines, it's making you feel queasy and nauseous. It doesn't matter what other people are saying, that shit is bad. Obviously your body does not like it. Listen to your body and be like, okay, obviously I need to find something else that'll work for me. And don't feel bad about it. Like, just because groups are like, there can be millions of people like, oh, this worked for me. Well, sorry, you're 1 in a million. You need to go and do something that's better for you instead of listening to that. But this also, which is really interesting, because it looks like, you know, this pre-made kind of thing, but this could also be you learning how to combine scents for yourself that actually create the environment you need. Because sometimes when you get a lot of pre-made things from people, what can happen is you don't really get a full benefit because you need something. So listen to your intuition and actually try to get creative with scents. Even if you're someone that doesn't make them and you just buy them, like, you can do like little test things and see if you like how things are, because that might actually even some stuff out too. That's a very weird little tweak, but definitely it would have a major effect on your health. If you've been sitting there huffing stuff that is making you sick, I could definitely see that helping your health. Ooh. So Rajan, you talked about your sex talk earlier. I'm guessing it was a good one, because we got some pleasure coming out here. Like I was saying earlier, Taurus energy is very like the pleasure, the 5 senses. It's in Mars, this like conquering sex energy. It's like freaking, you know, let's just have this hot stuff going on and take our time with it and enjoy it. And like it, I'm telling you guys, some of this energy for the people that are like, you know, getting the good, and this coming out on the coming out on the 10 of Cups, it's like, oh, it's good when it's good, okay? I swear these messages are so all over the place. Everybody's getting something out of this. I don't care who you are. This new moon's like, you know what? It's Capricorn, but we're gonna talk. We need to talk about things. Even though usually they're kind of like, you know, reserved until they're around the people they like, and then they cannot be quiet, which I think is kind of funny for a new moon. It's like, it's pretty much like you're seeing the hidden side of Capricorn with the darkness, which is kind of like their true side. The funny, quirky ones that finally start like sharing who they are with you once they're comfortable, which I think is obviously pleasure coming out here. They tell a lot of dirty jokes. On my knee. Why you never tell me this? And then we have look at the stars. I mean, it's what we're doing right now, technically, where we are doing this, but this could also be, okay, this is random. I'm not encouraging this. If it's extremely cold, don't get sick. But for some of you, you can be having some fun, like, outside and the stars if you're in a good place with that, like, under the moon. Or you can do it indoors, you know, be safe. But that's, like, a major connection with that energy. But also, it's pretty much all of the planetary energies we've been talking about, how they can affect us, the phases, different things to look out for. It could also be just wanting to learn more about it, okay? as I'm saying that, this is interesting. But this is make a vision board, right? And it's reversed, coming out with like this 3 of Cups, this 6th house energy. This is a little tweak we need to make. I feel like with this make a vision board, you can't have the heavy Capricorn, extremely high expectations of yourself. There is a big difference in manifesting the positive and what's coming to you and holding yourself to unrealistic expectations. Like, when you hold yourself to expectations, you block these things off. And this obviously can be a small tweak that might not seem like much, but if the way you are approaching is like, if I don't get this, then I failed, it's like just a small tweak. And I'm coming from experience with this. Like I said, a week ago I had an epiphany. I'm slow too, guys. But the way you kind of shift it is like, yeah, I need this to be able to do this. Like, I'll literally use one of the things that helped me realize it. It's like, I need 1,000 on TikTok to be able to go live. Which, you guys know, I don't like editing. I would rather just be live on every freaking thing I'm doing, so I don't have to edit things. I am fine with bloopers, whatever. I honestly don't care, because I don't like editing. But, and that way I can reach more people. But I'm not sitting here like, if I don't meet this, like I'm beating myself down or whatever. It's just like, hey, this is a goal I need to reach to further this aspect. It will come as it does, because I'm already working on other things. And it's just that I know that will be another avenue that is open to me once it gets there, instead of beating myself up like I am not growing super fast, I don't have it yet, and all these other things that you can do to yourself. Just apply that to anything you're doing, whether it's a diet, whether, like, I know diet's very random, but for those of you that are trying to completely change what you're doing eating wise, try doing little tweaks with it at first. Don't just full on change things, because your body will be like, what the hell is going on, and it'll make you feel sick. So it's like, do the changes little at a time, so that way your body doesn't freak out. And if your body is currently freaking out, that's the reason why, is you just completely shifted shit on it. And it's like, you need to kind of calm back down, come back in, maybe like add some things back that you were doing to start shifting. I mean, think of it this way, and I love how animals are coming up here, and it was Virgo energy. The small animal thing I mentioned earlier, when you are switching pets on food, you're not supposed to just dump a whole new food on them out of nowhere, and that's what they eat. Because what will happen is, it'll, especially if it's a different protein, I'm over here starting to talk from my animal science background real quick. If it's a different protein, it's going to upset their stomach. It's not the protein they're used to, as in protein like chicken, beef, whatever. If you just automatically shift them, more than likely they will get diarrhea, they will throw up, all this other stuff. You'd be like, oh my gosh, what's wrong? And it's literally just because there was no transition. You literally have to slowly transition by adding some of the new food, taking away some of the old food, until like at least a month later, when you're solely on the new food. Otherwise, yes, you're going to be seeing a mess everywhere, especially if they are house pets. You're going to be seeing messes all over your house. But it's like I'm saying, it's little things that do this, and we don't realize it. And that's why I'm thinking I'm really glad I specifically asked for details. It's probably why there's random reverses in here. But that was, like I'm saying, there's so many freaking messages coming out in this thing today. I was not expecting this. Rajan, what the hell? We have we're just gonna get everything out, guys. We got the front and the back, just all of it going on. We got pleasure and sex. So really, for some of you, this tweak that you're making is just allowing yourself to express this erotic nature of yourself more, is pretty much what this tweak is. It's like, we are going to express what we want. We are going to talk about what we want. We're going to be straightforward. We are going to evenly give and take this thing. But it's like, literally, I'm serious. For some of you that have been feeling kind of stifled in that area, it is fully like breaking loose here. Like, this is like a strong message coming out for some people. But another thing, temptation. If there is someone that you like doing this stuff with and you know they're not good for you, no. Like, this is a big, don't get pulled into that shit if it's a bad for you. Don't do that. Because this coming out very heavy with it being conjunct Pluto would definitely make it be like, hey, freaking Six of Cups came out here. You could get messaged by somebody you used to do stuff with and they're wanting to do things. And it's like, hey, this sounds like a good idea. I haven't had some in a bit. No. We're not running off and doing that, guys. But if you're in something healthy and you're learning to express yourself, this is definitely lining up with the little tweaks you can do that will really help you. Is just being more intimate, more passionate, really enjoying each moment and enjoying the details of it. And I like how I talked about all this different kind of food stuff over here, and we get sweet treat as our bottom of the deck. So if you've like done a very rapid change, like this is specific, like you rapidly drop sugar or you rapidly just drop something, cornstarch, whatever it is, if you just dropped it out of your diet and you're feeling really sick, this is why. So you're pretty much having a crash of these things in your body. So you need to even it out a little bit. If you're feeling really sick, get a doctor's appointment and try to see what you can do to balance yourself back out. Because obviously I can't go through things personally and list every freaking thing there is. I could, but it's like, we don't have time for that. Plus I'm going live tonight on Facebook, so I really don't have time for that. But this right here can also be you actually treating yourself, which some of us probably aren't doing, especially with this Virgo energy with the 6th house coming out, since it's like service to other people. Treat yourself to something nice. Do something for yourself if you haven't been, because you've been forcing yourself to do all this stuff over here when you just need that little mind tweak of like, you know, it'll happen. You've been putting all your energy into trying to make it happen and not doing anything for yourself because you don't feel worthy of it. This right here, little tweak, help you to kind of pull yourself out of that cycle. I'm going to do something a little nice for myself tonight. I will have quiet time and read my book with my tea. It's like no one interrupting me not doing anything, or maybe your sweet treat is literally having this sex, because it's like all over this freaking board. But I'm going to go ahead and warn you, if you don't want children, use protection, because children are all over this board too. If you want children, hey, you're freaking fertile at this new moon. Have fun. But that energy is just so freaking random on this board. I am not going to start going into kinks here, because obviously you can see where this sweet treat and this other stuff could mix together, especially with Taurus. Taurus loves food. Taurus loves pleasure. Let's just put 2 and 2 together there. You guys can do that. I'm not going to talk about it. This is very interesting energy, but also I feel like if you're having trouble with scents, especially, maybe try different, I don't know why this is coming out with sweet treat, but try different avenues of scent. Like, it might just be like vapors are bad for you. It might just be the actual burning things of candles aren't great for you. It's like, try different things to see what actually hits the sweet spot, so to say. Feed the beast. But, definitely, this is just a whole lot about doing, like I was saying, these are little things you can do that will make a huge difference in your health, in the way you feel about yourself, in obviously the bedroom. But let's see what the Divine Tarot has for us, which I'm gonna laugh if some more sex stuff comes out, because this I love how, which I mean, it makes sense. Mars is in Taurus right now. Like I said, that's a very lustful energy. But I just find it very interesting that this moon is in Capricorn over here, and there is this saying about, you know, Capricorns being the goat, like being able to go forever, stamina. I don't know who that connects to, stamina. But they're also supposedly like the fine wine where they age really great, and it goes the same for the bedroom. So having that as some new moon energy is pretty much like you're having some fine wine pleasure over here, which, I mean, if you're having that, have it. That, whew, there's some heat. But you, it's a good moon. Hey, have some fun tonight. I mean, maybe you just want to tweak all this stuff and just get it all in one thing. Way too hungry. Oh my gosh. Well, let him know why you want chocolate. You know? Maybe he'll go get you some chocolate. But, like I was saying, let's see what the tarot has going on here. The devil. Guys, okay. So this is the devil reversed. Like I was saying, for some of you with those scents, especially, this is kind of like not, okay, especially with all this coming, this is like, why am I getting these? Especially with all this out here, guys, if there is a smell that is not a good smell, don't lie to yourself. I don't know why I have to talk about this. This is uncomfortable. But if there's not a good smell, go to the doctor. Because if you guys have these temptations and you do the wrong thing over here and you fall into some of this addictive energy, because we have some rows of addictive energy showing up here, then we get the devil reverse. Especially if it's a codependency on this physical matter. Check yourself out. Guys, don't ignore it. Don't act like it's not there. Just saying. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I know that I know Devil's Capricorn energy too. We're just gonna, like, some people are just gonna be getting really naughty. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it for some of you with this Wheel of Fortune reversed. You're sitting here looking, there's a few ways you looking. If you already have kids, you're kind of looking at, like, you know, they're kind of blocking some of this sexy time over here because, you know, we need more time for ourselves. So maybe a little change in that routine that's making that a little stuck up is finding, you know, a way to incorporate this when you're actually not thinking would be a good time for it. Which I know is very off the wall for coming out with the Wheel of Fortune, but you just bear with me with what's coming out here. Other things, obviously, you want some opportunities? No. Like I was saying, if there's this thing that's toxic trying to come back in here, just for like some, like, it's not going to turn out in your favor, not going to be good, look at this, no, don't go running off and doing that, guys. I don't know what's going on at this new moon, but some of you guys are just, it's like we are progressing from doing some childhood passions over here to going into some straight passion. So let's just, let's continue. Tell me about it. I don't want to know, but oh my gosh. And then, okay, so 6 of Wands reversed over here, guys. This ain't no okay, for some of you who this directly, there is probably more of the collective than we think right now that are doing this. If they don't have a good reputation, you've already been through the ringer, especially if it's not a good reputation with you. No, the answer is no. Listen to the stars. Look to the stars and just be like, oh, this is a no. This is a no for me. Like, we aren't this is coming out with that illusion energy. Like, some people are very delusional about some reality right now, and they're off in their own little world, not knowing what the hell's going on. This is going to be these people that think they can come riding back and being like, oh, hey, you want to be my booty call? We're not dealing with that. But, oh my god, guys. Okay. This line is straight up coming out for the people that are doing this shit. It's like really trying to drive this home. Straight up 10 of Swords here, guys. This cycle is over. It is done. Grave with it. Let it go. Like, yes, it freaking hurts. And like, this looks painful. There's blood all over the freaking place. And there's a person in the boat throwing more in this person in the water. Then it's just going. It's a continuous thing. It's not good. It's coming out on temptation. It's coming out on things you need to change in your routine. Some of you, it's literally you are beating yourself into the ground mentally. Like, especially with this being on the vision board thing, some of you have completely beaten yourself into the ground mentally and caused yourself a lot of pain over things that you obsessed over, that you were trying to make work, that didn't go anywhere, you didn't get the recognition you were supposed to. It's like, obviously, I feel like there's multiple message coming through for this as well. But this is like some big pain here, and this is like saying, like, you know, we need to end this. This is a cycle, and it needs to feel its completion, and if this new moon's going to help you complete this and move away from it, then use it. Let's see. Four of Swords. Rest. Freaking, okay, this is probably one of the more painful Four of Swords cards I've seen, because it's literally just being tied up. The other three swords are like hanging out, you know, driven into the ground, but this poor guy is completely tied up, and he has one of the swords going through his mouth, like up through, like, it looks really painful, okay? But it's just like pain, just, you know, master of pain kind of thing going on over here. And you need to allow yourself to rest a little bit, because I feel like you can be your own tormentor with this energy, especially since this person's chilling out by himself over here. It's just like you are creating some stuff. For one, this Ten of Swords has another person in it. I know a lot of times they don't, but this is showing the other person isn't touched over here. If anything, they're like wiping off their thing and getting blood off their hands right now. So for those of you that are dealing with people like that, this is time to give that cycle a rest, move on, stop beating yourself up, know when to cut it off, because like this could actually be one of the tweaks you need in your routine. Is, you know, you let people keep their shit, you don't let it fester in your mind, and you actually allow yourself, if you need little naps, like say you want to nap for 20 or 30 minutes, allow yourself to do that. Like, it's not a bad thing. Like, take care of yourself. I mean, if that's a little adjustment you need, don't feel like that's a waste of your time. It's actually helping you rebuild things with your body. And then we have Nine of Wands. I like how we keep getting like this Wands energy mixing into every freaking passion card on here. But for some people, this is literally like you've been through the ringer with whoever this toxic person is, and yes, they're trying to come back and have, you know, a little bit of fun time. You're not dealing with that. You're dropping it. It's done. I don't want it. Best thing for you. It's like, get yourself some rest and be like, I honestly don't need that. I can get my own thing going. But at the same time, this is also about realizing what you keep allowing to fester in your mind is what you're going to keep getting back. You're giving like out the message, and you're receiving it back over and over and over and over again. So this is going with that intention. Make sure your intention's good in what you speak, in what you do, and what you think. It needs to be on all those levels. So that way you're not pulling more stuff to you that you need to work through. And that one wants to flip over. We have 4 of coins reversed. What's interesting in this one is this girl who is holding the coins is protected by a vulture. This is not being afraid of, like I was saying with that vision board thing, what you are putting out, like really needing it to come back to you. It's being able to release that and realize things are going to even out naturally, allow it to happen. So that way you are not feeling like you're owed, which is a different emotion than, you know, going about your life and then being surprised when things do work out the way you wanted them to. If you're going around like expecting things to come to you and feeling you're owed, that's kind of like bratty energy, honestly. And with how these cards have been talking, they're not making room for that right now. Then we have the 8 of Cups reversed, guys. Some of you really having some trouble moving on from some stuff. These emotional attachments, these other attachments, just put it that way, are definitely, for some of you, what you need to be working on right now. So let's see what moon messages come out here. Oh, had a few jump out right there. So let's see. Have faith in your dream. I like how that one comes out. Have faith in your dreams. And it's reversed. Nothing will come of this situation. Okay, that's straight up talking about that booty call. I'm telling you. Nothing's going to come of that situation. Then we have a time for healing. What I told you guys. This is like healing the cycles. A new start is coming. No. This is flat out saying on this painful crap, if they're coming back, no, it's not a new start. It's the same shit. We're not dealing with that. This thing needs to be given a rest already. Because, I mean, nothing's going to happen, guys. Even if you try to force it, nothing's going to happen. It's time to heal this shit so you can start believing in your own self again instead of someone else's energy. Be bold and make the first move. This is literally saying just take it into your own hands. Don't be sitting there waiting for someone else to come along and make the decision for you. It is time for you to make the changes, you to make the decisions, you to take the time to rest and re-energize. And why are you poking me? And then adjustments are required. Okay, we're just gonna like throw that out there again. Little tweaks are needed, guys, and I think that's why this is reversed. This right here isn't saying humongous adjustments that are beyond expectation. These are literally like small adjustments. And literally we have this Aries energy again reversed. This isn't, I mean, okay, for some of you it's going to be some good sex, but it's going to be slow and sensual. It is not going to be like this wham bam thank you ma'am thing. Same with any other area of your life. This is going to be energy you are building on. This is going to be energy that you're trying to make sure you enjoy, that you get pleasure out of, no matter what sense it is. Now, if you are not making the adjustments, if you're not trying to work through these things in order for this to work, then yes, you are going to rush through things. You are not going to create stable energy to sit in. Just because you are having to make the first move does not mean you are rushing off. This means you are literally starting to make choices that are good for you. You're starting to make the little changes that make the big impact. Because right now, you're not meant to be rushing into something new. Whatever you currently have right now, you're expanding on what you have. It's Sagittarius energy. You're expanding on it. It's Jupiter. Jupiter's in Aquarius. Anything you have started, don't go trying to find a completely new thing. You need to focus on these things right now. It's literally the new moon card. It's reversed. It's saying focus on it for this new moon. Focus on what you have, whatever aspect of your life that this falls into. Focus on it and really heal it. Allow yourself some healing. Things that come in on their own, whether it's friendships and different things like that, are going to happen because you make the little changes, not because you stick to old situations and decide that, you know, somehow this is going to change just because this part of it feels good. No, not true. And for those divorcing and it deals with children, there's a big thing here about reconciling would probably be a lot more painful than what it would be worth, because this trying to force things to come of this, it isn't going to work, sadly. But this is a big thing with making sure you continue to believe in your dreams. Don't feel like they're dashed, whatever aspect of your life this is in. Because some of these energies are really going to make us feel like we can't. But it's really important to keep looking forward. And I'm saying it's really important to keep looking forward, and we're going to have your commitment is being tested. We're just, you know, why not? Might as well throw that out there. So let's see the tea, because this can literally be anything. It is the tea deck. It's whatever it wants to talk about. To be honest, with everything that's come out today, I feel like there is so much tea already. So I swear the decks I picked out today. Let's see what's going on with this. September. What the hell was I doing in September? Okay, I actually started some of my stuff in August, so I was really working into things in September. So for me, this is literally telling me what I started, that this is what I need to focus on and not any new shit. So this is where I need to sit and like work on my stuff, everything that came up in September and came after that. But for those of you, this could mean a few different things. Sorry, I dropped my cards, that random high-pitched noise you heard. But for some of you, this can literally be you if your birthday's in September. This can be someone you know that you can be having a connection with in any way on here that is born in September. That would be people that are either Virgos or Libras. This can also be, like I was saying, for me, I started something in September. It could be what it's referring to for you, whether it's a business relationship, whatever it is. Or it could be that you have started things and you're really not going to see what you want to with this vision board thing until September, so you need to let up on yourself a little bit. And I know it's like, what? I gotta wait till September? Guys, I'm sorry, I'm just a messenger. But there was like 5 cards in here that literally said patience. So for some of you, this is requiring a whole hell of a lot of patience. But like I said, there's a lot of ways to look at that energy right there. Or possibly you have a Virgo or Libra sun, moon, rising, and there are going to be specific things hitting you in the areas, whatever come out in here. So, okay, we're just gonna take the ones that like fly at us as the tea today. So, ooh. So what was I telling you guys about some of these nasty people? We got rat, someone working against you behind your back. See, we're gonna start getting some more of this. Like I was saying, there's some nasty people right now. We're just gonna keep going with this. I think this is a story, guys. We have great personal sorrow through these teardrops over here. And then we have fan, which I swear, like I was saying earlier, I feel like someone's cleaning their fan of blood off the side of the boat over there. And it says romance, celebration, and party. Like I was saying, for some of you earlier with that 3 of Cups, it might actually have to do with making sure people aren't pushing you out of your sobriety. Some people really aren't in your favor, and that's probably going to bring some personal growth to some of you dealing with that. For some of you, it's literally going to be possibly information coming out during a celebration that is going to reveal these kind of people. So like I said, unexpected shit's going to be happening, whether it's like, I mean, this is a collective reading. There could be collective information that comes out across the internet, the media, with all this energy. And it could literally be learning that a huge thing in society is working against a lot of people, like, you know, collective energy, having collective sorrow over it, but then at the same time learning to celebrate what is still here, possibly new connections, things like that, and falling in love with the new aspects as opposed to sticking in the old, which is really needed too. So that can be looked at both collectively and on an individual level. And it could also collectively be, if we look back at September, whatever was going on there, something very unexpected from that time is probably going to be coming out, and we are going to be like, what? So like this week there's possibly going to be some huge I mean, it could be good, it could be bad, to be honest with you. I think it really depends for a lot of people on their own personal experience in September, what highly affected them. You have to look to what affected you and be able to put it in your own personal light. But I feel collectively we're definitely going to be feeling something from September. So I keep saying this with Taurus energy. We have yoke, which is feeling tied down or frustrated. For some of you, it's feeling sexually frustrated, so that's why I'm not talking about kinks on here, guys. We're not going to be doing that. But we're just going to leave that at that. But if you're feeling frustrated in that way, like I was saying, do not go back to the bad energy. Don't do it. You lost it for a reason. You don't need to find that shit. But, and it ain't gonna work. Next thing we have career. For some of you, it's just better for you to keep your nose to the grindstone and not be going back into this bad energy. That's what's gonna help you stay out of this and stay focused, is by literally just, you know, when you're feeling this urge, just be like, okay, I'm gonna use the frustration and channel it into work energy and just get it out. Desk, pay attention to your work. Okay, we're just gonna keep saying it over and over again. Fox, shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. Okay, guys. For any sexual frustration, channel it into business. This is a major thing right here coming through with this. Also, if you feel like you are stuck, like I was saying with Vision Board, and not going anywhere, just focus on what you got going on. Don't focus on what hasn't happened, what isn't happening. You need to pay attention to what's right in front of you. Make a list of the things you need to do. That's very Virgo energy. Organize the shit. Like, make sure you're being resourceful. If you are working on networking, obviously this energy is very beneficial for that. Use your networking skills and the relationships you've already built. Don't be actively searching. The right things will come to you right now, as they should. It's very intuitive energy. But what you need to be focusing on is what you have. Don't go throwing things in new avenues right now. Like, you need to be resourceful with where you're throwing your energy. Like, be calculating with where you're putting it, because if you run yourself too thin, you're going to forget something, and then that's going to fall by the wayside. And that's probably yelling at me too, so don't feel like you're by yourself with that. But collectively, like, I'm going to keep going back and forth with these. Collectively, this can be where we are seeing, like Rajan said earlier, where the business is not really caring about how they are like literally stifling people. They don't care that they are frustrating people with what they're doing because they are trying to be cheap right now. They are trying to be to where they only care about the business aspect of the situation. They don't want to be emotional about it. And that could be some of the things that bring this energy up in the collective. We Lion, okay, we're just gonna bring out time to act. And there's gonna be a few things coming off of just this one card. For some people, they're really gonna be called to act, whether that's activism, certain things, really speaking out, really needing to say what's on their mind, like a compulsion. Just be careful with that, like I said earlier. This also is people doing really brash things because they're not okay with the energy. They are not okay with the feeling of Mars being in Taurus. It's like, I can't stand this. And they're acting out and going back to these toxic behaviors because they don't like the feeling of needing to heal these things and like kind of really ground themselves in it. They don't like that for their energy. So there's going to be very disruptive things going on. Like I said, Uranus going direct. There's going to be a lot of random things that start just spitfire, like straight out. With this happening collectively, those that are working on healing, this is a very important time to be comfortable in your own energy, to not allow people to push you around. Make sure you are actively working on your own boundaries, not allowing toxic relationships back, no matter how it comes across. If you know it's toxic, don't let it back. It is not going to help you in any way, shape, or form, even if they are claiming complete, like, rebirth or something. I mean, it's freaking Pluto. I wouldn't be surprised if someone says they've been reborn or whatever. But, this whole energy is personally on your own level, knowing what you need to do, actually acting on the little changes you need to do. But also collectively, we're going to be seeing a lot of people doing things differently because they're going to start acting differently. And for some people, this came through randomly. They're literally feeling like it's time to act, like it's time to put on a show. This is probably going to be the people that are a little out of reality right now. They are going to feel like they need spotlight, they need attention. They're going to be doing things that are vulgar to get attention. Not necessarily being great role models or even people that should be on any type of media, but also it can be people that on these things are they're not acting, they're being genuine and they're being generous and they're trying to give back on certain platforms. So this can, like I said, this is going to come out a lot of different ways with this energy. It's especially dealing with money and everything. It could be this collective energy where people don't care. There's going to be smaller people that are like, hey, if this people that are supposed to, like, the group is supposed to be taking care of people and they're not, I'm going to step up as an individual and take care of this group of people, because the people that are like literally just cold business and don't care aren't doing their jobs, which is really going to shake a lot of things up too, especially around money and material items. And then we have ladder, climbing towards success. We have young man, dealings or relationship with a younger man. Obviously, this is coming out on sex. Okay, guys. Torch, spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding. So this right here is just giving the energy, and I think young man also can speak of the masculine energy, especially since there's so much energy about acting and being bold in what you're doing right now. Just because it's masculine energy saying like do a push and do something doesn't mean that the push cannot be healing for your divine feminine energy. if you're making the moves to transition these little things in your life, even though you're pushing with some masculine to do those things, what's going to return is the feminine energy that you're healing yourself with. It of course will open up different avenues of success, spiritual development. You're going to be way more self-aware. Also, for those of you that, like, besides, you know, the toxic relationship, if it is with someone younger that has more masculine energy, that's kind of pushy and needy and all that stuff, this could just be literally speaking to that kind of energy. But also this could be people coming in that have good warm energy, that have like go-getter energy, that come in that have good intentions, and these are going to be the kind of people that you start meeting business-wise, which will be very good for your development. So let's do one more shuffle and see what else wants to come out. And that can be big or small energy right there. It could be, like I was saying, a group of people. It can be one person that really believes in you. Let's see. So we have crown, honor, and respect will come to you. Like how we have lion, and then it's like honor and respect. We're going to scoot some of these over so we can see what's going on here. So we have crown, we have archway, new opportunities, possibilities, and paths are opening up. And then we have ring, a marriage will take place, either romantic or business. And hand, in need of help, assistance, and guidance. So, well, this, I mean, obviously personal level, we can go with, if it's relationships, whether business or romantic, obviously you're going to be respected in them. Your person is going to be, like, honored the way it's supposed to be. You're also going to be honoring your own body, which adds to this. It opens up a lot to you when you do this. Obviously it gives you more energy. It makes you have more joy, which this life energy literally started out this reading. And it also makes it to where it's easier for you to accept these things. For those of you that are going through divorce things, this is pretty much saying, you know, things will get better. Since it seemed like marriage and divorce was so heavy here, for those of you that are really working through things and working towards marriage, this is kind of like saying like it's good. And those of you starting business with people, same thing. It's like, because this was business as well, it's like it coming together is like kind of like blessed. It's divine. Like it literally, the hands out, it's almost like the divine is, or universe is just extending a hand saying like, hey, you need some help or guidance or anything, we're here, just ask for it. With this bold making first move energy, it's like, you know, just ask. It's like just ask, instead of like sitting with yourself and wondering. Just ask like what you need, and like be honest with it, have good intentions. But collectively, let's just look at this as a big thing here. There obviously are going to be people that are earning respect differently, whether that's in a negative light or a positive light, depending on what they do. It can either be clout for doing things that possibly isn't that great, or it could be like earning respect through, like, you know, giving back to communities in a huge way. Like I was saying, there could be some generous people stepping forward, trying to step in where, say, certain things I'm not going to say out loud are not helping people. And then with new opportunities and possibilities collectively, it's almost like opening up to what is there, what connections we can all make, the groups we can form together, and really looking at the humanitarian aspect of things, which obviously opens up a lot of people's eyes. And obviously marriage is a strong bond. It can be creating a bond between groups that is very like marrying of the minds, and being able to reach out and help each other. Like, this is like a really good energy, but it's almost like these energies are trying to balance each other out. And the only month we got is September. So however September resonates to you with this stuff, it's like something about September. I need to look into September and see what's going on in September. More than likely we're having a Libra stellium, which brings a whole lot of balance and stuff that's probably being created right now. Like what you're created, you're going to get back. Like I said, some of you need to have tons of patience for it. But it could be that we're getting that back if you started something in September now. So this is going to be the bottom of the deck. Oh my gosh. After I said that, we have haystack karma. You will reap what you have sown. Just in case you haven't heard me like 50 times since I started this live, we are going to end it with this card saying the same thing. Where, yes, you are definitely reaping what you have sown. That's just it. There's no other way around it. It's happening. Guys, this moon's coming as the collector right now. You're either getting stuff at this moon, or you are starting the collection service at this moon, where they are starting to take stock of what's going to come to you. So, yeah. Just in case we needed that reinforced, guys, we have it reinforced now. But yeah, definitely this is a lot of very interesting energy for this moon. I am not gonna lie, I find it very funny that the Capricorn moon, that is supposed to be like the dull sign, has probably one of the more saucier energies to it than any of the moons that we have had in a while. This is like some saucy energy here. And it's pleasurable saucy, so it's not like the little piddly thing here. It's like some good experience. So this obviously for some people is going to be really nice, just reawakening this side that has been repressed and just letting it out like the lion it is. But yeah, I am going to end this here. For those of you that don't know about it yet, I'm gonna go ahead and put the Discord you can join for free up here. And I'm going live in Facebook tonight as well, doing some personal new moon readings in the T group. So if you're coming, I'll see you there. But yes, some some nice energy we got going on here. But like I said, I will go over the new moon chart itself in depth tomorrow and do some personal charts with it to see what's up for you guys. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do those little tweaks I've been doing and get myself some food. And I will see you guys either tonight or tomorrow, depending on where you find me. But yeah, have fun, take care of yourselves. No matter where you came in on this reading, I would suggest watching the whole thing for everything that came through. Probably gonna post this one on my Facebook page because this, I'm sorry, this was just too much. It needs to come with like warning 18 plus or something, because this is just like, okay guys, all you, I mean, even kinks came out on here, okay? But you guys have a great rest of your day, night, wherever you are. I know all of us are on different time zones. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you soon.